So I think this is a case of me actually living under a rock for a change because I have been aware of Dune Awakening. I first talked about this game when the very first time it was announced, but I didn't realize that they had put out a pre-alpha teaser trailer at the Game Awards a few weeks back. And I just came across this here as I've been kind of in my post-holiday relaxation. And I have to say, my initial reaction a few months ago was it's Funcom, right? Like I'm not a huge fan of the Conan XL games because I don't like PvP and I'm traditionally not a fan of survival games. That's not my genre. However, I will say that because of the fact that it's Dune, I've always been interested in a Dune game, and I have said publicly going back like 10 years that even though I hate PvP, I've always said the one game, this is so funny, the one game, the one intellectual property that would get me to play PvP would be Dune, because I said it would make sense in a Dune universe because you the Harkonnens versus, the Atreides and so on and so forth. You have the different planets going, align with each other, or if you're going to set it on the actual planet of Dune, then you're going to have it's going to be depending. You got the Fremen versus the Harkonnen, or so on and so forth. So there's lots of different alliances and everything else. And when this game was initially announced, I went, well, crap, I'm going to have to actually put that foot and stick it in my mouth and eat that crow because here they are putting out a Dune game, and even though I hate PvP, I'm going to have to play it because it's Dune. But I didn't really think anything about it, and it went off my radar. And then they released this teaser trailer, which honestly, I've sat here and watched it a couple of times now, and I'm genuinely intrigued. Like, this footage to me looks incredibly. I mean, obviously, it's in an early state. This is, pre alpha footage here, but it looks good. And while it doesn't necessarily show us what the gameplay is going to be like, it shows off a very Dune esque world, which has me extreme. I mean, for pre-alpha, and this they say this is all in-game footage. This looks amazing, even if it's even in its pre-alpha um, state. So I have to say that I'm extremely interested in this game, which is funny to me because at the end of this year, my brother and I have been sitting here talking. I've kind of gone on about how I'm not really not interested in MMOs anymore because of just I'm burnt out after 25 years of playing it. But this game actually looks really cool, but it also looks like it's going to be a hybrid MMO shooter strategy survival. It's like doing a lot of different things, which has me genuinely intrigued because of all of those things, and it's Dune. So color me interested, color me intrigued. I'm actually on their website. I've been researching things, I've been looking at things, and I'm sitting here going, I actually think for the first time in a very long time, I'm, I don't want to say I'm hyped, but I am genuinely looking at a game and saying, this looks pretty cool. There's this shot here when this right here, spice, when you have this spice explosion, and the ornithopter and everything else. Like, I just gotta say that this all looks really, really good. And when I went over to the website, let's go ahead and drop this down. Actually, I think there is a link. Um, if you go to the website, they actually give a little bit of information on the game. They've got some screenshots and stuff which we can look at. It says it's an open world survival MMO. Let me make sure, is this centered on the screen or not? That's good enough. Um, Combines the grit and creativity of survival games within the social with the social interactivity of a large persistent multiplayer game to create a unique and ambitious open world survival MMO. Gonna have the epic landscapes of Arrakis, exploring deep canyons, caves, ancient underground ecology labs, rolling dunes and beyond, wander bustling villages before braving the lawless and ever-changing deep desert where bandits seek easy prey. Engage in epic third-person combat from deadly ambushes to massive organic battles with fast-paced interplay between infantry, ground, and flying vehicles. So we're talking, multiple styles of gameplay here. Utilize everything at your disposal from Holtzman gadgets to an array of ranged firearms. Stretch the limits of human potential using melee techniques and other abilities taught by the great schools of the Imperium. And then there's path to prosperity. From shelter to fortress, create your base, choosing each building piece from a range of distinct styles. Find solid rock away from the roaming sandworms and raise temporary outposts for your interests beyond the shield wall. So I gotta say, like, all of this sounds really kind of interesting. The announcement trailer was something I remember talking about a while back, but then what's up? Well, I didn't even know you were in here, buddy. Come on. Did mommy let you in? That must have been what the door was that I heard a minute ago. Hey, Lucas, I'm looking at screenshots, buddy. Can you wait? What's up? You want your chair? Here, I'll move. So he wants to get behind me and sit in his. I'm in his chair. This is actually my chair, but it's his chair when he comes in here. Is that better? Yeah. All right, good boy. Let's look at some screenshots real quick because these are all from the trailer essentially. But I mean, all of this looks really, really good to me. This is all pre-alpha, they say. All some of this is rendered. These are concept art, but some of this is from in-game, in-engine, they say. Um, I'm genuinely intrigued. I gotta say, Dune is a rich world. I love the books. The films are amazing. What's really interesting is if you read this, it says it's an open world survival MMO inspired by Frank Herbert's sci-fi masterpiece and the award-winning blockbuster film by Denis Villeneuve. So it's a combination of both. They're not just doing, a book-based version. They're saying doing it based off the books, but we're also influenced by. Um, it's not Dennis, by the way. It's Denis, I think. I may have butchered his name, and I apologize for that. But also by his films, which we've seen the first one, which is absolutely phenomenal. Can't wait to see the second one. So it's a combination of two things. So I would say we're dealing with the lore and everything of the books, but also dealing with the visual inspiration from the films. And so they're tying everything in to make it look like the films and be something that is representative of both, which I think is really cool. So anyway, um, are you a fan of this? I would love to know if there's people out there who know more about this than me because I am just sort of, I stumbled upon the game when it was first announced a few months ago. Knew that it was in the works when the announcement came from Funcom a couple years ago because they're also doing Dune's, not them, but another company is doing Dune Spice Wars and stuff, which is a RTS game that looks kind of interesting. I've signed up for the beta. I'm over on their Discord. I'm genuinely intrigued by what they're building here. Um, I would love to know if anybody else has any more information of this. If you've got, if maybe if there's a Reddit or if you've got links to interviews and stuff like that, let's talk about it because I think this is probably the only MMORPG that's in development that I'm actually interested in. There's literally nothing else, indie or otherwise, other than maybe the League of Legends MMO, but that's also PvP, which makes me nervous. But there's really nothing out there that has my interest peaked as far as MMORPGs go. I mostly am sticking to CRPGs and RPGs and console stuff. The real I think that really excites me about this is that it's not PC only. It's literally console and PC. So I read the fact the other day. I don't remember where I saw it out, but it's going to be for like the Xbox Series X and stuff, and that's what I prefer to play on these days is the Series X. So knowing that it's console and PC and they're doing cross-play makes me even more intrigued by it now because it means that it's going to be something that I could just hop on my Xbox and play it straight from the Xbox on, um, which makes me even more excited to play it. So I don't know. If you're also excited about this title, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon if you want to get more updates like this. Don't forget to support memberships down below. There's 3 different tiers. You can do a super thanks on this video. You can join our Patreon page if you want to get involved with the game I'm building with my wife and my brother. There's also a Discord channel and of course live streams every day if you want to watch me play games and hang out. So until next time, everybody, stay safe. We'll find more information about this as it's available.